Hey everybody, this is Fran Fraschella, draft expert and basketball junkie. To everybody who's watching, let's get our friends at General Manager Games the subscribers they deserve. Just press that red subscriber button and immerse yourself in sports AI through GM Games content. And on Twitter, it's GM_games. Let's get after it. Let's go.
All right, let's get set up here. All right, we'll get underway once we get more people into the chat. Put this information out. Alrighty. All right, who is in the chat? Just getting started here. Alrighty, I don't really see anyone in the chat yet, so I might just get going soon. All right, I guess there's a lot of busy people on Saturday night. Just going to put out a couple more invitations and then we're going to get started here. All right, so I guess this could be on replay for a lot of people. I don't think anyone's really active tonight too much. So anyone who's joined the channel and doesn't know what this is the CBGM. This is the GM Games flagship league. We don't do leagues very often. We cover a lot of these games, but the biggest thing that we want to do here is really, if we do it, we're going to do it really well. And part of that is having live games. Part of that is having this experience. Part of that's doing cool overlays like the ticker on the bottom. But we're at a key juncture in this league. Right now we're at the conference tournaments. This is our first year. We've been simulating a game a night, and this is the kind of the head of like some of these big mashups. Also, we're also doing the March Madness and Selection Sunday tonight. So since there's about 3 games, I think it's kind of maybe not interesting for some. Hey Breeze, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being the first one to be here. I'm going to start to show the 3 different games we'll do tonight, and then we're going to do a Selection Sunday show. So with that in mind, any questions, feel free to put into the chat. If you're interested in finding out what this is Draft Day Sports College Basketball 21. And the website is called CBGM.news, and that's it. So type that in, and you'll learn a lot about this. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm going to get us to start showing the game and put this background off. So let's get started. All right, so on this day, March the 12th, it's the finale of some of the larger tournaments. So you have the Big East, you got the Big 12, you have the Pac-12. Looks like there's an American, like, I don't know what that one's called, AAC or something. I don't know, Memphis is in the final. Duke and Pittsburgh. And so these are the games that will be played. I have them ticked off, so with that in mind, we'll kind of, oh, there's some action that just happened behind there. So spoiler to anyone who's trying to see the other tournaments, there's been a couple outcomes there. But the first game on tilt is Duke and Pitt, since that's the order of what was on that screen. And we're going to start showing this one. AI control. Everything's set up. This is the starting lineup. So if anyone's not aware, some of these guys are going pro. Brian Felix declared that he's going pro, but that's the star player for the Duke Blue Devils. The other star player on Pitt, this is a very deep team. A lot of them are about 4 or 5 star ranked players. Jim Davis, just a tremendous beast in the post. He's someone to worry about. Not sure that Duke can contain the post. Kind of reminds me of old tournaments when Duke started to get shaken up by teams that had inside presence in real life. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But with that, we have got lots tonight, so let's go to the tip-off. All right. So I think this is the speed we want to go on, and it's pretty cool court. We're at the ACC final, and that's the court that we're seeing on the bottom there. So let's also just make sure that there's no stoppages. All right, halftime report. And off we go. So rather than play-by-play, I'm going to chime in here from time to time. So Duke has been a team this year that has not really kind of like asserted itself, but definitely within the top 25 ranking. They got themselves into top 10. They've been around 8th rank, whatever. But Pitt has been in that top 5 for a long time now, and they hit the number 1 ranking actually just before this tournament started. So that's pretty interesting that they are gone that high. And I made a huge mistake. I didn't realize this team was going to be that good. I gave it to an owner that has another good team, and they're only at 68 ranked. So I don't know how that happened, but this is going to be a big year for them. The auto-generated teams with them, not the recruited team players that we do. They really set them up pretty well for success this year, but they're losing some key pieces. There's some seniors, but this Pitt team should be pretty good for at least another couple of years. Hey Josh, welcome to the chat. It's good to see guys coming in from the league, support the cause, get this live stream stuff. Doesn't happen often. I know Saturday night's a little bit hard for everyone, but good to have you here. Yeah, so I don't know if you're talking about the microphones low or whatever, but there's no sounds. So the Mac doesn't do any sounds of the court. So it's going to be music. It's going to be me chiming in from time to time. So if that's the kind of sound that seems low, and you're not going to hear sound effects. This is a VMware. All right. Okay, how about that? Let me put my mic up now. Is that a little bit better? And when you don't stream for like 2-3 weeks, these things are always like set to something else. Yeah, the music's kind of playing in the background too, so that's competing. All right, so we got Duke right now with a 6-point lead. And man, this court looks great. It looks really nice to watch on the screen here. All right, thanks guys, sorry. Maybe if I had a couple streamer beverages, the microphone volume wouldn't matter. I'd just be rambling on and getting animated. But right now, this is an interesting matchup because I think everyone's kind of thinking Pitt has what it takes. They're dangerous. They're proving to be dangerous, but Duke's really kind of showing them what's up tonight. And it's still early. We're in the first half of the first half. Practically quarter time, if this was the NBA. But yeah, tonight's going to be a pretty exciting night. This is the wrap-up of the ACC. We're going to do the wrap-up of the Pac-12. We're going to do the wrap-up of there's one other one. The Big East is going to be neglected tonight, mostly because I'm a little bitter, I guess, because my team got knocked out after one round. So that's not the reason, but all right. But it's good to have these games be live streamed. I think that's a key part of having this league. Transparency was a key thing that we wanted to emphasize, emphasizing the fact that, you know, I don't even have time to do anything behind the scenes, like around the league and what's, you know, actually happening for configurations and all that kind of stuff. So I'm enjoying it as much as everyone else. I don't get the solo game much, so this is mostly my whole experience with that. So it's cool. I mean, I play this stuff out too. I'm just as interested. I focus all my energy on this experience versus solo, so it's cool to see. And I figured by the time this game rolls through a couple seasons, I'm going to practically know most players. But Duke is up 10, so not to forget about the game at hand and not just hear me ramble on, but Duke is asserting themselves right away, taking the lead. It's not Brian Felix that's doing it. Felix the Cat is not the one doing the damage tonight. They're into their bench now, though. Felix is still playing. They seem to... Man, he's like almost like 40%. What is that? That's like a quarter of a bar left. But Felix does not come off the court. That's what it's looking like. But he must be gassed. Like, how the hell is he playing like that? So Jim Davis there. This is the guy to watch. So if you are not familiar with the CBGM, couple of the biggest players, again, Jim Davis, the center here for Pitt. This is what everyone needs to watch, number 55. Everyone on Duke is watching number 12, their point guard. I'm not sure if he's a shooting guard or point guard, but these are the key marquee X Factor players. And there's dunks going on. If you can see the bottom of the screen, you can see the type of shot. So Duke's hitting another three. They're pulling away with a 14-point lead so far. And yeah, Josh, you were saying Virginia kept it close. I think, I don't know, Pitt's going to be a tough, like, are Pitt just going to squeeze by winning certain games, or are they going to assert themselves? But this is not the performance that a number one team should come out doing, because Duke is energized tonight. And, you know, I've looked at some of the box scores of different games lately, and it does appear that, you know, there's big swings in the halves. Like, you can see 20-point swings between the first half and the second half. No Big 12 champ. Hey, Dart, how's it going? We're actually, I've been convinced to do the Iowa State Baylor. So we have 3 games on tap. We just started. This is the first one. This is the ACC championship we're watching here. We're going to have the Big 12. We're also going to have, I keep forgetting what the other one was, Pac-12. We're going to have Van's team, USC, see if they can take Shucker, and the Washington Huskies. But the game at hand right now is just, it's getting kind of ugly, to be honest. And Duke's maybe proving to be the kings of the ACC. Not the best year, but you know, now's the time to turn it on. They might improve their rank depending on the. I'm going to do a Selection Sunday presentation. We're going to see as the day moves forward, advances where Duke's going to rank up. And I know Dart, you've been someone who's been really helpful doing those bracketology representations. You know, now there's an actual real bracket. So if you want to go predict and fill them in, that'd be pretty cool to do. I know bracketology is mostly about guessing who's going to get in, but it would be kind of fun to do. Try to guess who wins it all. And it'll be interesting to look back at your bracketology articles as well and find out which ones did you really kind of like do quite well in predicting. So don't count Pitt out. This is a 12-point game. It was getting kind of ugly into 15 or so, but the fact that Pitt has just a few really, they have a deep team. They're into their bench, actually. They're really good. Okay, they're within 10. We've got a minute left in the half. And these are the key moments of games, guys. Like what happens in this last 2 minute here, you know, all of a sudden there's this flurry of action. Things go nuts. Threes go off. Like there's fouls. Like Pitt's getting it with an 8. You never know. Like all of a sudden a couple of turnovers, a little forced moves. No one's running up the clock. They're kind of like, you know, this time they are running the possessions down here, dude. But this is a game. Now, there you go. Here we go. We got a 4-0 run. It could be even like 6 or 8-0 run. But it's within 6 now. So this is Duke had this. We're flexing on them up to the half, but now it's a 6-point game. And we're at halftime. So I wonder if does this stuff pop up for me right away? All right, yeah. So let's take a look at what's happening here. If we take a look, Felix is grabbing boards. He is not contributing and scoring. He's been on the court most of the time. Hasn't been too greedy in shot selection, but they're winning without him. They're moving the ball around. It looks like a little bit of foul trouble. Pitt seems to be hacking Dwayne Ray quite a bit. He's going to the line. Now, Jim Davis, he is hurting his team by not hitting free throws here. And having a nice, decent night. 4 blocks. Definitely contributing on the defensive side. Fisher's got 3 blocks. So Pitt definitely cleaning up the garbage that's in the post there. But let's get back to the action in the second half. And here we go. Felix got his rest. Doesn't seem to get any rest. 19 minutes in a 20-minute half. I didn't even know you could allow that to happen. It's like, what do you do to do that? Do you go change that setting, sub, you put 40 minutes on them, and then you put sub at 0? That's just insane. Yo! Cards making a visit. You come to watch and see who's owning your division right now. When are you and Agalia gonna show up in this environment? I'm streaming Jonathan Spencer and Justin Willis, so you guys will have to step it up on the go for it. So yeah, I don't know if anyone noticed that, but Felix does not even come off the bench. Does anyone else play players 40 minutes a night or what? All right, so this game, let's not forget what's happening in front of us. So Pitt is making its comeback. They're down 2. Duke's getting shaky. The momentum and the meter at the top is going to Pitt. And so they are the #1 ranked team in the CBGM. We're talking about them as if whatever, like they were just down 15, 16 points. They've swung the entire game now. And now we got, this is a dogfight starting in the second half. Looks like there was a bit of a press on there. I have to admit, I'm pretty confused on these jersey colors. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, Duke's the dark. Oh, and I shouldn't forget that Josh is in the ACC as well. Brian Felix hitting a little 5-foot floater. He's up to almost 10 points. Davis is at 10 points. He can't hit a free throw, though. Might as well hack a Davis. Yeah, you know what, Cards? That's exactly what we've been pumping up here. This matchup between Felix, Davis, these guys head-to-head. Pitt's a deep team. Duke's other contributors have been stepping up in the first half. And Duke's starting to get a bit of a momentum. So Pitt had to use all their gas just to get back into this one. Duke is starting to push again. Duke's deep into their bench, but Felix is not off. This is a chance for Pitt to make a comeback. Davis got the ball. He's kicking it back out. Shank 3. Brick. The referee is warning B. Felix. He's chirping the refs. Felix is a bit of a whiner, maybe. I don't know what that was. Seven-point game. We got the last quarter of the game to go here, almost. Duke's grabbing boards. Pitt's not out of this. That's 5. As they continue to chip away, if they can get stops, they can get this game tied again. Oh, the referee again is ignoring B. Felix. That's hilarious. I didn't know the players could really give it to the refs that much. Again, the referee's ignoring Felix. What is he getting extra treatment here? Why is the ref even listening to that guy? And Davis. All right, keep it a minute. Anyone joining us, this is the ACC Conference Tournament Final of the CBGM. I want to see a good game. It's, close games are fun, and it's within 6. Duke's kind of getting these chintzy foul calls. Hitting a lot of free throws tonight. And so Pitt hit a couple of free throws there. They're not out of it. There's 8 minutes to go. 7-point game. It says Jamie Fisher there will leave the game with an injury. So injuries do happen. Guys do step out of the lineup, but he did come back, hit his free throws. We'll see if Jamie Fisher comes back, but the recent plays at the bottom said that he did get a knock during the game. Pitt with a couple free throws. You know, I was looking at Pitt's recruits, and I didn't see too many indie performers, so I'm not sure what they're going to get. That doesn't always equal, you know, absolute success. Indy could look at a bunch of skills to say they're in the top 25, and then those players just might be really good at a few other ones. So. 6-point game. Duke's with a foul. Duke with a foul here. That looked like Jim Davis hits a 9-foot jumper. So that might be a little hook shot or something. Doesn't say the type of shot. And Felix hits a 13-foot jumper to try to push the game out. The referees listens to Brian Felix here. He got a green check mark. What the hell does that mean? Like, listen to him for what? He should be getting calls or what? The hell would you listen to him about? Jim Davis again doing his thing, 16 points. Eight-point game. Pitt, the #1 seed. This could affect the tournament rankings. If Duke wins this, are they projected to get a #1 seed in a region? That'll be the question. Pitt looks like they've played so well this year that their minimum is probably a #2 seed. John Dawson with the layup. Duke's asserting themselves. They're up 12. It's not looking good for Pitt here. I'm not sure if that Fisher guy's that good, but that guy's out of the game. Duke's dunking. Oh, they're rolling on them. They got the momentum. They're just swagging on them now. Brian Felix is setting up dunks to Travis Martin. And a 3 from Duke. They're just opening the floodgates. It looks like Duke is going to be the ACC champion in our inaugural season. This game, I'm calling it. I think anyone in the chat would probably have called it a long time ago, but Duke is just, you know, they're wrapping this game up pretty soon. But for a #1 to come out in their tournament and lose by 19, questionable team. Like this seems like a little bit of a pretend team. And if they don't get hot at the right time, if they face Duke in the tournament, that's not going to be a good sign. They do not match up well with Duke whatsoever. Yeah, good call, Breeze. That's a nice call. I mean, sometimes the best player wins, right? This time, Duke was really spreading it around. Lots of fouls going on. Let's take a look at the stats at the bottom. Duke's hit 6 of 11 from 3. They've had 41 free throws. So we're talking about Pitt's just hacking away. That could be defensive intensity. Who knows what that is, but the referees maybe listen to Brian Felix the whole game. Maybe he's getting the calls. He just kept going at them. Like, there's no other player that's actually moaning and groaning as much as that guy. And he started to get green notifications. I don't even know what the hell that does. The rest were like, all right, man, all right, shut up. I'll give you the call. I don't know. I don't even know what a green crying to the ref does. Oh, the referee warns $8,000. So Duke, this just seems like a Coach K type of team, just working the refs. They're up 19, and they still got guys that are chirping the refs. And that's the final. Duke wins. Duke wins by 19. Pitt, the #1, goes down. This is our first live game of our Saturday Bonanza show here. Let's keep it moving. What happened in the end? Well, Felix had 6 assists. He had 8 rebounds. He almost had a triple-double. Davis missed a ton of free throws. He had 6 blocks, which means that Worley guy is just terrible on the inside. Probably got swatted a few times. But Duke spread it around. Felix played 36 out of the 40 minutes, and they won the game still. So Duke is your ACC champ. Now we'll see what else is next. This might show some of the scores, actually, but we'll keep it moving, see what the next game is. All right, now we'll play Okay, so next up is the Big 12 final. So I'm hoping that licensed darts here, Lloyd Boston is representing Baylor. So we've seen Iowa State earlier this year, and they looked really good. I think that might have been in the Great Alaskan Shootout. But we got Baylor Iowa State final coming up next. Now, what's these lineups? I think we even saw. Did we see this matchup as well, or they just Baylor won a different tournament on a different day? Anyways, Double A is their big player, Andre Alexander. This guy scores 24 points a game, gets rebounds. He's going pro. He's a senior. There's another senior that's also standout here. Keaton Williams is one of the top players going for the our equivalent of the Naismith. It's called a Norton Award in this game. These are that's the matchup to look out for. Double A versus Keaton Williams. Both teams. This is a strong conference, and so definitely got to watch out for these teams come tournament time. And what's their court? Their court's in Kansas City. That's pretty cool. We got the Big 12 logo there, so it's different than your average game. This is the championship game. We're on the championship courts, and we're about to tip it off here. Baylor, Iowa State. Let's go. And Iowa State won the tip. So licensed dart, what do you got to say about your team, man? How far are you guys going to go this year? It's going to hurt when Keaton Williams left. Too bad he wasn't staying for one more year. But I don't know. Is this going to be the best Iowa State team ever assembled? And hopefully Lloyd Boston's around. I'll tell him his team is playing right now. And we'll see how many people are out there tonight. Get back to this game. What is this? Spexel, how's it going, man? How many people play this? Well, we have a league of 135 human teams. That doesn't mean each team is an individual, but it does mean that some team managers are doing more than one, and at different prestige levels. This game is Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2021, and this is the flagship league, even for the game, featured on their website as well. It's featured for GM games, and should you have that game, it's a lot of fun, and we're showing some of our live action. I'm obviously not Dick Vitale or anyone. I run this league. I'm more of an administrator, but for transparency and trust, I show these games. No one else is going to run them. I show what the outcomes are, that kind of stuff. But this is a hell of a game, honestly, if you guys don't know it. Anyways, there's a game at hand. We'll let everyone else talk to you in the chat, but Keaton Williams hit a big three, so he's a guard. I thought he was actually more of some sort of swing man, but I guess he's a backcourt player, and he hit another three. So he's a guy who's looking for player of the year. AA is probably his toughest competitor. So this game, we should be very clear. These are two of the best players in all the association are playing here tonight. AA and Keaton Williams are two of the guys that just, bring it. I could get the personality going, but I need to get people going in the chat. I need a few streamer beverages myself, and then you're going to hear me more. But the more people chat, ask questions, talk down there, I'll get louder. But there's a game at hand. No one needs to hear me chirp the whole time, so... the other thing is, I don't know, Spexel, if you're not aware, but our players from this college environment go into our pro league. And so we're going to have an observation league that's going to then show how these guys do over the course of their NBA careers. Not with fake bullshit names. Like you got Chicago Bulls, you got the Lakers, whatever. You got the real players from the mod in there. and then we're sprinkling our players on top and seeing how they go over the course of time. It's going to be pretty fun. What's up, coolest Jedi, man? You missed, yeah, there's, I don't know if Pitt's phony, but they were not on tonight. But this is a tough battle. This game's back and forth. Iowa State, they seem to just beat the best. You know, they're beating Kansas. This is a huge match for them. They win this and they roll through the tournament. I'm very, very impressed with this Iowa State team. And they would earn every single bit of respect from me if they win this tournament in this group of teams. Then if they can win the NCAA tournament, they're a worthy champion, and it would be very impressive. Yeah, definitely the winner of this should be the #1 seed. Sorry, Jay David, I don't know what your Discord name is on our server, but if you're part of the league, maybe I don't know who you are, but I can't recognize it. Oh yeah, all the shouts out for the Big 10 memes, those juggernauts of Indiana and Maryland in the final, duking it out for mediocrity. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, what's up, buddy? I just did your cuts. You gave me some extra work to do tonight before we went live, but we're good. Your stuff's in there. But we got Iowa State kind of getting a little bit of a cushion of a lead. Baylor's hanging around in it. As long as you have this Andre Alexander guy, this game is not over. Keaton Williams, he's looking to make his mark on the game. Alexander's getting quite tired, though. He's not into the red yet in terms of fatigue, but he's getting down there. Keaton Williams is also getting down there. Those guys are getting tired at the end of the first half. Williams is into the red fatigue now. He's still on the court. Turnovers are coming from Iowa State. This game's close. Yeah, Michael Keaton Williams. Tell your friends. Iowa State getting a little bit of a lead going. Hey, Locust, what's going on? I don't know, whenever I read your name, Locust Cossicant, reminds me of like some sci-fi show like I should be watching or something. And the most interesting, I guess, will be like this Pac-12 is pretty random. Pretty random that Indiana made it to the final of their the Big 10 tournament. Maryland's in the end taking it. They do have a star player on their team. That could be a good reason why. But you know what? I'm loving these courts, man. This is pretty cool to 2D these games. I did not expect that the mod itself would know when to switch to these games, like just depending on the game. So this is really cool. But we got Iowa State. If we want to talk about the game at hand, Mark Womack just hit a big three. They're up 8. They're asserting themselves, and they seem to handle teams with ease. They're handling Kansas. One time, I think they almost won by 15-20. But Iowa State is dangerous. And Keaton Williams hits a big three. And another three from Keaton Williams. back-to-back jacks from the three-point arc. If he hits another one before the half, then, you know, Keaton Williams is a dangerous player. I don't know what he'll do in the pros, but, you know, it's all about that college dynasty magic. I mean, AA seems to be a guy who has done pretty well tonight. He's not taking the majority of the shots, but they'll need him in the second half. And Womack hits a three at the buzzer. Iowa State is running into the locker room for the half, feeling really good about themselves. Keaton Williams, 4 for 8 from 3, so he's at 50%. AA's not really taking any threes. He's a minus 14 and the plus minus. He played all 20 minutes. Did not miss 1 minute of the action. That's pretty crazy. I can't see like how you can be that effective when you're tired, but you know, I guess that's what you do. Let's get back to the second half. All right, second half underway. Keaton Williams just hit another big three. That guy can be very deadly behind the arc. He missed a three for once there. Keaton Williams did not hit. That was a heat. I would say that's a heat check, but he's already on fire every night. Keaton Williams, take a look at the bottom right. 26 times this year, 20 plus points. You know, depending on Keaton Williams, he hits another three. So depending on how hot he is in this game, we might be seeing more of his overlay popping up on the game at the bottom right. Baylor hits a three, trying to make the game somewhat respectable, but yeah, so far these are blowouts in the Conference Tournament Finals. AA taking 13-foot jump shots, missing. He's not having his night. Keaton Williams steps in from the three-point line and hits a 14-foot jumper. Turnover on Keaton Williams. And so the rankings at the bottom are not tournament rankings. So just to be aware, Iowa State is the number 5 ranked team in the country. I could easily see them being in the top 3. And then Baylor's 6. AA grabbing offensive rebounds, trying to do anything to keep his team in it. But then turnover from Ryan Lee from Baylor. Their head's not in the game. It's not looking good for them. At this point, the game's still out of hand. I'm ready to just talk about anything about the league. Any questions in the chat? Anything about where Iowa State's going to end up in the tournament? I see them as a Final Four team. Like, the fact that we streamed them earlier, Keaton Williams did his thing. And they continue to do well. Yeah, so if we're talking about who should get the number ones, well, Pitt with the loss, so that's really hard to say. I don't think it's fair to just kind of hand it all over to the Big 12 with Kansas or whatever. Kansas lost. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. I think like Iowa State deserves one. Florida, SEC, even that was a tough. SEC was almost more laughable than the Big 10. What happened there when Vandy takes the championship? And now it doesn't even look. I don't even know if Kentucky's going to get in or not. So the SEC is in shambles at the moment. Yeah, if Memphis asserts himself in the conference final, their level of competition is not that high, but Keaton Williams steps in from the 3 and hits another 18-foot jumper. But this game's in the books. I mean, might as well call it now. It's like 19 points, 18 points, see what happens. Yeah, I think I saw maybe Memphis 1 in the background when I simmed the games. I don't want to be too revealing about that. I don't know for sure what happened there, but I think it would be hard-pressed not to give them a number 1. Now, we don't have a selection show tonight, so what I'm going to do is, I think when we advance, I'll go through each of the regions, and then we can have a look and a peek. So the dart's showing just how dominant Iowa State can be. And another 3 from Keaton Williams. I mean, the fact that you have that guy, that kind of just adds to the whole performance here. But these are 2 of the top players for the Norton Award going head-to-head. Norton being the name of the National College Player of the Year in this video game. What I'm going to do is see if I can get a few more people invited to this live action. If you're not in the league, it's kind of like, what is this? But, you know, that's why you got to join. That's why you got to get the game. We'll call this. Well, this game is definitely, they're pulling away. I'm not sure if it might even be garbage time at this point. Keaton Williams is off. Iowa State looks like they're into the bench. And so if Keaton Williams stops at 30, it's only because he already basically just cut the throat of Baylor. We're seeing some real dominant performances in our conference finals so far. But funny enough, though, Baylor's not giving up hope. AA still in the game, so it's not considered garbage to them. But in terms of Iowa State, they're looking like they're almost into garbage time. Baylor's shooting terrible behind the arc, though, 21%. Iowa State, Keaton Williams, pretty much, you know why. They're shooting about 40. Yeah, that'd be no way anyone from the Big 10 should get anything beyond a 4 seed. And I say that jokingly, but if the Big 10 does not perform in this tournament, I don't know if I can hold back from the memes and the jokes, guys. I think it's just way too much material there. But it's pretty fun to make fun of the SEC now, gotta say. I might segue into that. I think I can think of a few funny things to talk about. Keaton Williams back in the game. Just here to ice it, make it a little icy. He's got a double-double. He's got 30 with 11 boards. I don't know why he's back in, but I guess he just wants to celebrate the championship running on the court. Brad Izzo. The joke said it's Tom Izzo's son. And AA getting his personal stats up there. He's almost got a double-double. He gets one more rebound by the end of the game. He's at 22 and 9. So looking like he did a great job, but kind of disappeared in the first half. And we're done. I'm surprised how long these games take. So we're 51 minutes in. We're going to keep it going. We got one more live sim tonight. I promised Van, one of our most active managers, that we would show the Pac-12 final. I was going to do it anyway if Stanford made it. I had it on the list. We're going to do that, and we're going to show who's in the tournament. We're going to keep this going, at least for, another, as long as it takes. Yeah, I might grab a beer from the fridge too before the next one. All right, let's check the stats and before we get to the next game. And that's how it wraps up. Keaton Williams chucking up 16 threes. Hit 7. That's enough. Only 3 turnovers. So if you're doing that, hitting most of your threes, no one can blame you. That Jennings guy shot terribly. 2 of 12. Didn't look good. Player of the game, Keaton Williams, the champion of the Big 12. As high as a 25-point lead. Iowa State, they are the victors. So while we're here, the scores are probably gonna pop on the screen. I'll let you guys talk about them if you see it in the background, but I'm just gonna save the game here in case anything crashes. But Memphis crushed SMU by 34 points. All right. I just got back from the fridge myself, so if y'all want to hear my streamer beverage. Iowa State's actually been owned by 2 people this year. There was one guy who came in here, did nothing, and we flipped the ownership pretty quick. But I did put Pfizer in as coach, and then Dart came in and has done a great job. Azima. So what's more dangerous, playing the game or trying to save it? Because these things sometimes take a while. The other thing is, like, compared to PB21, people don't know what that is. That's Pro Basketball 21. That save takes way less. There's just so many players in this one and whatnot. Sometimes it saves, and then the stupid loading thing comes. But there it goes. It's done. We're in. All right, so to take a look around, this is the breaker of bad news. So Crichton, my team, lost by 3 to Xavier. So I can have a little bit of, respect that we didn't embarrass ourselves, but we lost to the champs. So 7 overall in the country. Xavier won the Big East tournament. That's a final. That's a wrap. But we're going to show Van next versus Shucker. We're going to see if USC can win the Pac-12 championship. And that's our next one. So let's get into it. If we take a quick preview. 2.5 SoCal. They're favored. This game looks like to be pretty tight. Nah, man, Canadians love beer. Haven't you ever seen what a hoser looks like? That's what we do, man. Play hockey and drink brews. I don't want sugar in my shit. All right, so let's get it going. AI control, AI control. In the Edmondson Pavilion. I don't know if that's true, but this is, let's see what the court looks like for the Pac-12. And I don't know any of these players. I can't hype up any of this. So if anyone wants to tell me what's happening, that'd be great. But if I was to read back what's happening, there's a freshman that gets 13 a game on USC. That's all right. There's a guy who's a sophomore at point guard. He does all right. Distribution is pretty equal between the shooting guard and the point guard. And the rest, Washington, they have barely one guy that scores in double figures. So that looks like a defensive team. But good luck. I don't know how they made the final then. All right. Here we go. We're tipping it off in the Pac-12 final. It looks like it's in Vegas. That's pretty cool. Or that's just advertising Vegas. But anyways, tip off. Best of luck, Van. See how this goes. Van is on the road. Could not be here tonight. So, Dart, there's no selection because there is a missing, that feature is missing in multiplayer. We've reported it. It was brought up earlier last night. So what we're going to do is just go to the regions after this game and see who's in there. So there's no, unfortunately, I would have liked the presentation factor, but I guess that's going to have to be me. Honestly, looking at that Wash starting five, I have no idea what the hell was going on there. But they're down 7-0 already, so what's that say about the Pac-12? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go. I'll make the music. I'll come out. I'll be more like the Brian Gumble, if anything. Clark Kellogg. I'll be, oh, Slam Jam Bam, baby, diaper dandy. Washington hanging in there. I noticed. I had a little peek at what these teams were like. I know there was some conversation about how could Wash shut someone down, but they play a hell of a lot of zone. Took a look at some of the scouting reports for this one, but Washington plays zone almost like 70 to 80% of the game. So if that's a key factor here, to see how USC does against the zone, but they're doing all right so far. Yeah, Gus Johnson, good luck. That guy's the best of all time. So USC's running zone as well. Wash is back in the game though. They hit a 3 here. Keep it tight. I think they just put the other team to bed and then they make it close. But Washington is definitely a team. This like the over/under, we should have had a look, but it does kind of look like it's a low-scoring affair. So the referee, USC's coach, Van's giving it to the refs, says the USC coach. He's all over the refs. Now, I'm sure Van knows each of these players, their middle names, where they're from, what city, what high school they played on. I have no clue what this SoCal team's about. If they win the Pac-12, though, I guess we might have to pay a bit of attention to them. And if they win the Pac-12, are they worthy of a number 2? So we're into our first hour of streaming. Kind of was hoping I'd get it within an hour, but we added the third game. And just so Van can get a chance to see what might happen here. But if Wash comes back and wins, I don't know. I can't warn Van ahead of time, but for now he's up. And thank you, LSU Tiger Josh, for following after how long? Took you long enough. Oh, and Dart finally figured out how that button works as well. We got SoCal up 10 right now. We're going to be doing more of this live stuff. There's going to be the NBA draft we're going to be doing live. We're going to definitely do the Final Four live. We're going to do the championship live. And then we're going to have these links available anytime. Go back, see your greatest hits. If it's AI teams, whatever. Then we didn't win first year, but that's how it goes. Richard Jones with the 20-foot jumper. He's got 11 points in the game. Hasn't missed a shot yet. Oh, yeah, perfect. Double down, Josh. You got split personalities. So USC is all over Washington. This is looking really good so far for Van. Van the Red. A little story down memory lane. I was at this so-called SoCal team in our last league called the NCBA, which still exists, still does their thing. But I did like being SoCal quite a bit. And USC was a fun team to be. But you got to switch it up at some point, right? And hopefully Van enjoys the journey with them. Yeah, no, lucky for you, Josh. I had to go in, and then when you were recruiting for Virginia, there was that one guy you were going for. Put the offer out there, and he signed. So that was a lucky week to keep that your school going there. I gotta say, it feels like a long time since we were doing some of the recruiting shows, but that was a lot of fun to do the reveal. I can't wait to get back to that again. No, Washington's just gone icy cold. Canadian cold. Cincinnati, Ohio is pretty cold too. One of those areas. Yeah, Washington comes out, plays zone the entire time, and it looks like USC's zone break is doing pretty well. The Pac-12 really needs to step their game up. Richard Jones with another big three. He's looking like the player of the match, player of the game. You know, some teams just don't play well against the 2-3. If Wash ran that all night, Stanford did not have a solution for that. But USC seems to have a solution for Wash. And so as the top 25 scrolls along the bottom of the screen, a reminder that Florida is number 2, Pitt lost as the number 1, Kansas lost in this tournament. They could dip. Iowa State deserves to be much higher. Memphis won. They thrashed the team they played in the final. We're looking at Memphis and Iowa State, potential number 1s. Florida, I guess, that one disappointment, but Vandy winning it all, that's pretty embarrassing. Xavier is another one to consider. They just won the Big East tournament. So that definitely puts them as a contender for that number 1 seed. Michigan, you got a haul there. Stanford looks like they're going to take a bit of a dip, being 10. Duke with the win. That looks like a number 2, moving up from the 11th spot. But this game's out of hand. These 3 conference tournament games, we didn't see anything that seemed like a buzzer beater. We're at the half now. Let's take a look at what the key action is around here. Richard Jones, that's the guy to talk about. He's 6 of 6, hasn't missed a shot, hasn't missed a 3. He's a plus 14. Davey is a plus 20, so he's just effective being all around. But he's got 3 turnovers. In addition to that, what's going on with the Washington Huskies? I don't know. They're playing to their averages where no one scores over 10 points. So can you blame them? Don't want to diss the owner if he's watching this later, but man, I don't know. I don't know how you got to the final with those stats. But congratulations. Second half, let's go. Yeah, I mean, Pitt made the final of the ACC tournament, so for them to be a number 1 but lose in the final, that can't hurt them that much. Now the question will be, will Van take home some hardware? Will he take home the Pac-12 tournament? He could talk about it every night. He could rag on other people in the chat room if he wants to. Or is he going to choke this game? Are we going to rally Washington for a comeback? What are the chances Washington can make it something? Well, we're watching live right now. Well, Washington's just kind of kicking the ball around. That guy looked like it was wide open on the 2D, but just passed it away. So the referee's ignoring one of the Wash players. They're just complaining. Big 3 from Sherrill. Dan Jackson with the 10-foot shot. I don't know. I don't see Washington has no bite. I don't see how they get back in this game. Maybe they can stifle the D, but there's a rebound there. Maybe it starts here. Yeah, almost took home a title in the WSBA. I think that if you guys aren't aware what the WSBA is, it's the game maker of this. Wolverine Studios has a professional league. There's a team in there run by the AI that just has like a 3-headed monster, 2 amazing players. They won the championship, and now everyone's got to figure out what the hell they're going to do. Washington's not down 20 anymore. 16, 17. I guess that's not too bad. They're moving down the court. No fast break bucket there. Offensive rebound and a tip in and a free throw. So and one with that. So not too bad of the mix yet. This is a 14-point game here. Oh, big three though, USC. There's a dunk from Wash. And funny on the ticker there, seeing NCANT at the number 21 rank. Looking at the back end of this top 25, you got to respect. Well, Vandy's in there. I don't know if that's after the win, though. They should move up. Maryland as well at the 22. But take a look at this number 25. Coming up, Lipscomb. Yeah, Gary was well versed in pronouncing Georgian last names somehow. And he said it as if like we all should, know how to say it as well. Oh, this game's not over there. That's a three-pointer foul. 3 shots, hit all 3. Jeremy Cyrus. 14-point game. If we get this under 10 here, we might have some action in one of these conference finals. Turnover Washington. That was a chance to kind of chip away again. I mean, 13 turnovers for Washington is hurting them tonight. 7 steals from USC. I guess that's contributing to that. But again, Washington has the ball. They're not out of this game. It's 14 points, 10 minutes to go. Jones grabbing boards. Wash needs to hit shots like that. Oh, here we go. 17-point game, though. Referees warning R. Jones. These star players really give it to the referees. The question is, how do we get our players to be really ignorant like that and piss off the refs? Do we want that? Or, I saw Brian Felix somehow got a green check mark, so I don't know what he got out of that. Oh, again, there goes R. Jones to the refs. And Webster is trying to work the refs from USC. Washington just keeps their mouth shut. Here's a team that's up almost 18 points, and they're still giving it to the refs. Again, Abrams to the refs. Van's got to reel in his players. They're a bit mouthy. We got 7 minutes to go, and then what's coming up after this is the tournament brackets. We're going to look at the play-in games. That's going to happen tomorrow night. But everyone's going to know who they're going to face. They can think about it overnight. They can think about it tonight. What's going to happen? We're including that in this action tonight. And we're wrapping up our inaugural conference tournaments. First time we're doing them live to do some of the wrap-ups for them for the larger conferences, power conferences. We're seeing them in action tonight. And CBGM, thanks everyone who made it into the live chat. We're still going to have another 20 minutes or so here, I would anticipate. Now, these aren't my teams. If my teams are going up, playing, hitting big shots, I get into it. It's not, if this was my solo gaming, I would get into it. I got to be impartial here. Washington, this is pretty ugly. You can't put makeup on it. SoCal and Van, you should be impressed. This is quite a performance. But, trying to get up for these teams, I don't know. I got nothing invested in it except the league. .20 lead, 3 minutes to go. That looks like a garbage icon to me. Start the line changes. Look at the momentum on SoCal at the top. The color of the bar, it's almost halfway down the screen now. Oh, just kind of reset a little bit there, but yeah. This one's actually going to be our biggest blowout of the night. It just continues to push the lead. Memphis winning by 40, that would have been like 30 or 40 points. Nothing was really interesting to put on. So conference tournaments, not as interesting as potentially the NCAA tournament. And the referee listened to Washington on that one. What is that? T. Meads said something to the ref, and the ref, what? How do you listen to them? You head nod, okay, give it give him a gun, a pistol, back to him. What was that? What's an agreement? But honestly, who knows? What happens when you do that? When you get the ref to agree to something, you're like, oh, you made a terrible call. And what the ref's just going to be like, yeah, that was pretty bad. My bad. I don't understand what they're agreeing to. And that's it. So finally, this is over. And then the next thing we're going to see is the NCAA tournament. So let's get to the MVP for Van, see what actually happened here. William Cheryl, whatever you want to call him, hit quite a few threes, so was deadly behind the arc. The three-point shooting won it for them. Definitely took Washington out of their 2-3 zone. Seems like that guy in Gaddison and Jones actually was the best player of the half. We all knew that. So they shot really well behind the arc, and that just kind of ruined the 2-3, didn't it? All right, so one thing that I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to do another save. And I'm hoping this game's moving here. There we go. When it hiccups like that, it's a little bit nervous time. All right. We'll do one more save. And then I think once it advances from this point, that is the next day, the days for the play-in start getting shown. So what's going to happen from here? We got some predictions thrown around. We got Xavier looking like they were going to move in. Josh thinks Pitt's still going to be there. We got Florida being name dropped. Iowa State deserves to be there. That's probably 100%. Their wins this year, agreed. I feel bad for Dart because Iowa State to me could be the number one rank. So as we move along, this is going to be it. So if anyone's anticipating who is going to be in the tournament, who's not, yeah, I mean, this is a significant moment because we'll take one more look, I think, at the bubble watch right before we move the day. And then I don't know if that changed at all, but we'll have a little sense of who might be in, who might be out. We're going to see what the play-in matchups are. But unfortunately, we don't have the normal video presentation that they do, that we can do. And I think I'm getting that fixed for next year. So just got to ride out this season, and things will get better. But this is going to be it. So I don't know if anyone can tell anyone in the channel who's chatting, who wants to see right now. We're going to find out who's in the tournament. It's all going to happen live. Show who's in the tournament. I'm writing another message. Pretty dead in the channel, at least tonight. Okay. All right. So the day is saved. One thing I do though is I do a backup of it. So what we do here, and you guys can watch my process a bit, is you're gonna watch this get saved, and then we're gonna rename it to a file name called March 13th pre. We're gonna move that to backups, and now we're gonna come back here. All right, so next thing, before we move anywhere, let's get back to full screen. We're going to take a look at polls and media. What are we saying? Let's see, did the top 25 update? I don't think so, but Memphis does have an extra win there. Iowa State didn't move, so that didn't change. Bubble watch? I don't know. This might change per day. Automatic bids. Oh, it's already off now, is it? Well, let's try that again. Oh, we're so far down the path that I don't think it actually pops up anymore. Yeah, you're right. Locust, you're right. Well, I guess this is going to be it. So hold on, let's go take a look if there's any games left. Oh, we're on the Monday now. So the day already rolled because we just played the Sunday, right? Okay, so the tournament's already set. So this must have rolled a day. All right, so I actually need to change something here. We gotta set this again. Rename. This is March 13th. So this is not the 12th any longer. So now it's already been done. I'll do this number 2. Sorry to do this live, but you know, this is what I do on a nightly basis. Skip. Okay, all right, so this is it. Are we ready to see the tournament? I can't do any other previews, so it's just gonna happen. Yeah, PB21, I don't want to like tip off any of the, I run a couple a day and night or whatever, so. But this is it. This is the NCAA tournament. Are we ready? Is everyone ready to see this? Let's get this full screen first. And first switch, here we go. We're going starting the Philadelphia region. So Iowa State is a #1 rank. Florida, seeing them #2 here, means they're not a #1 rank. Vandy in the 5-12 upset special. Texas Rio Grande had a really good year. What else is going on? NC State is in. So ACC has another team that showed up in the tournament. VCU is in. North Carolina still made it. Butler made it. And Zags are a dangerous and #11 team to play in the first round. I do not envy, I think it's Coffee's got Butler there. Xavier gets a #3, even though they won their conference tournament of the Big East. Davidson's in that one. So I think there's a way that I might be able to see the play-in games. So if I was to, what day are the play-in games? I don't know what they are, but I think what we should do is move to a next bracket, right? What's everyone think? Or should I look to see what the play-in matchups are sooner or later? Maybe we'll do it at the end of the presentation. Who wants to see the Minneapolis region? Looking to get some feedback in chat. Look for the plan. Do the rest of the brackets. All right. Okay. Next, Kansas, top rank. Michigan gets a number 2. BYU is going to get a play-in. San Diego State, I got to match up with Houston. That's not a fun one. But my team makes the tournament. I can talk about myself for a sec. But Mountain West champ gets a 9 seed. No respect. And then what do we got? We got Seton Hall. Seton Hall's there. North Carolina AT&T. I was going to call them AT&T. North Carolina AT&T, number 6 rank, is playing SMU. And they're a top 25 rank, but they get a 6. So that's how it works. Texas, Wichita State, tough battle. Holy Cross gets in. Not sure what the hell they were good doing, but Michigan seems like they have a really easy matchup to get to the second round. And so how many Big Ten teams so far? We at least got Michigan at the number 2. They're getting a nice rank system here. But if everyone's good, we're moving on to the next one. All right, we're going to move on to Nowlands region. Memphis gets a number 1. Baylor at the number 2. Colorado is in. Stanford gets a 4, even though they lost. Notre Dame's in. Agilia's in. Oregon, Virginia. That's a tough matchup. That's Graham Josh going head-to-head. Minnesota's at a 3. And then that's a tough matchup. Arkansas goes to the final of the SEC tournament, and they got to play a Big Ten team. So Purdue makes the tournament from the Big Ten in the New Orleans region. So, yeah, in this bracket, Agilia's got both of his teams in there. That's got to suck if they match up. Cal State Fullerton gets in as the 16. Montana State is the 15. Mass Lowell 14. Florida International there. So last and not least in the tournament, cross your fingers if your names have not appeared yet. Not counting on Creighton to show up anywhere. We're going to Spokane. Spokane's got Pitt as the number 1. Duke number 2. These two teams have matched up. We got our mascot, respect to Bob Huggins, number 8, going up against Ronnie Shields and Kansas State. Ronnie Shields being their star player. Mich State, Maryland's here. This is a dangerous region a little bit. Maryland, Pitt, and Duke. Indiana all kind of went. And another conference champion in USC. So that's the danger that's there. So really, these are the teams that are in the tournament. Lipscomb gets a much better rank against Wisconsin, which makes it seem like Blazer Taz has a pretty decent first-round matchup. Representing the Ivy League is Princeton. They're going to be facing Michigan State in the Big Ten, so that, it could be an upset special there. I think that's one that some people should say. Michigan State hasn't had the best year. Mad Eye, we'll see what happens with that. But that's pretty much the tournament. There's no other regions. If I was to go through one more time just to take another quick peek, click on each one really quickly. This will be out later tonight, and then this sim will be within an hour and a half. So games on certain days. Now, when does Iowa State and all them play? So let's say when the Big 12 conference plays on the game grid. I just want to see when the tournament will actually start. So we're looking at, that's a first round matchup. Iowa State is the 16th and the 17th then, or where's Iowa State on that? That's a little bizarre. So the play-in games, that's not playing. We're doing the play-in games tomorrow night. So 13th, how do I get those play-in games? They wouldn't be ranked then, would they? I guess I'll have to figure it out. Because this is the day the tournament starts on the 16th. And then the rest on the 17th. So then there's got to be play-in games somewhere. We just don't know what conference they are to find them easily. I would just have to go through and have a peek. All right, so essentially we're going to simulate all games, but I want to find out who's playing. Is it, that's a different tournament. That's CIT. I'm assuming it's a day before the 16th. So if I go check out these conferences, one of them has got to tell me what the hell's going on. Is that NCAA? CBI? No. No. Geez, that's why you need the show, don't you? Really tell you. Oh, to play in, the teams aren't even set there, are they? I should have shown who was going to match up. Is there NCAA tournament games? I don't see. No, I don't see that. Anyways, I don't even know what the play-in games are, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But that's blank. Sunbelt is in the play-in. Under games grid, then go to date, see if that works. Well, it's going to be either 13th, 14th, 15th. And Sunbelt, games grid. Oakland, Northwestern's in the CIT. Sunbelt must be in something, right? Those are CIT games. That is a tournament play-in. So Alabama State, okay, the 14th has tournament play-ins. So Alabama State versus Louisiana State. That's a play-in. But that means it's not an auto bid. It's trying to get the 16th out of the Sun Belt. So we have a play-in on the 14th. Anything 15th, anything 16th. 16th is a tourney. Okay, so 14th. Anything else? We got, that looks like, oh no, that's not play-in. That's a different, what are those? Is that the NCAA tournament? The logo is so small. Wolfpack versus the Dons. These look like play-ins here. St. Mary's, Georgetown. San Francisco, Nevada. So 14th looks like play-ins. All right. If I go to other conferences on the 14th, I think we see more. Summit, no play-in. Southwestern, that was the play-in. Southland, no, that's terrible conferences. Southeastern, Patriot, Pac-12. Play-in looks like the 14th. Pac-12, any play-ins? No. Arizona is in the NIT. UNLV is in the NIT. Nothing else there. I think we counted 4 already, right? 4 planes that kind of represents each spot, right? So that's it. I think that's it. Mountain West. Yeah, there you go. One more plane. Missouri Valley. CIT, CIT, NIT, CBI, NIT, Ivy, CBI. That's it. All right, I think those are the play-ins. So I think they should show up anyway once you get the HTML reports. But any other last questions while we still have everyone? We can go back to the tournament one last time. We'll be wrapping this up and putting the video out there. Louisville, no, I didn't see them show up anywhere, so not this season. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the live stream tonight. The next potential live stream, we're not going to do the play-in games. Not going to do the first round. We're going to see probably by the time we get to the next weekend, we're going to get into the Final Four, the finals, and then we're going to get into the NBA draft, the NBGM draft, our observation league. Anyone who's watching this off the internet, our website is cbgm.news. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. But I'm going to be wrapping up the show. Let's all go back to the chat. We can talk about it. And, you know, catch us on the GM Games channel. We also have live solo streaming from Cards 1125 and his Missouri save, his Journeyman save. So keep up, watch our Twitch, and we'll see everyone soon. Thanks for coming out.